be called the Four Unks pod. This is like the Four Unks pod. Like I rock with. I kind of like this pod. I'm kind of realizing like I thought this would be more madness and chaos. I want to say I like Maino, Dave East. I don't know if Dave East is an Unk, but definitely everybody else is Fabulous, Maino, and Jim Unks. It's cool. And by the way, Unks is a cool. But yeah, they got a good funny pod, man. Given everybody's background, really funny pod. I actually recommend.
The situation began with Akademiks using the word unk toward a group of older rappers whom he assumed would take it as a sign of respect. He believed he was acknowledging their age, status, and experience, the way some younger people use the term casually. What he underestimated was how sensitive many older street-affiliated men are to that label. The content makes it clear that men in their 50s who come from that world view the word as disrespectful or dismissive, especially when coming from someone younger. According to the content, even calling the wrong older street guy Unk can escalate into a serious confrontation. For Akademiks, this was a misunderstanding, and he thought he was showing support to Jim Jones, Fabulous Maino, and Dave East by referring to their show as a Four Unks podcast and praising what they were doing. He said he enjoyed the pod, found it funny and well put together, and thought the dynamic between the hosts worked. He even recommended that his own audience watch it.
It was financially attached because you gave him the money.
So you start.
By the way, this is the first time, like, I'm glad Fab has a pod, because I always tell you, I've learned nothing about Fab through his music. This was all punchlines, man. But now you get to hear them speak and give, like, at least some stories.
And a dollar amount to what you should deserve, as opposed to the service they was giving you, or you should be tipping.
I didn't get service. That was the problem.
He said I didn't get service. That was a
service they was giving you, or you should be tipping.
I didn't get.
Look at it. Yo, this look is a nigga that went in the strip club to say I ain't get service. That's the problem.
Get service. That
Look at this right here.
Was a problem.
You didn't get service.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This is so NYC.
You should.
Yo, it's like, I ain't even trying to roast the cast. And by the way, I love y'all guys, okay? I hope y'all look at like me talking about y'all. I hope it promotes y'all pod. I'm not hating on y'all. Yo, Jim Jones is 53, dressed like a Hawaiian, hat to the back. You know what I mean? All grayed up, but yo, come on, Jim. Like, you're 53. Yo, you got the cutout knee where we could see a kneecap, bro. Like, come on. Like, you at the age where you might need like one of them Patrick Ewing knee braces just to walk. Like, why are you dressed like?
Despite that compliment, the use of the term unk created a reaction he did not anticipate. There was also pre-existing friction between Akademiks and Jim Jones. The content states that Jim Jones had pressed Akademiks recently at an NBA Youngboy concert. That existing tension meant any comment from Akademiks could be interpreted negatively. Akademiks appeared to be trying to make it clear he held no hostility toward them, using light jokes, compliments, and support for their podcast. That approach did not work. While watching one of their podcast episodes, Akademiks noticed they were responding to him in a way that showed irritation, and when they addressed him directly, it confirmed they were upset by the way he labeled them and critiqued their clothing. Their podcast discussion turned toward Akademiks with a tone that was not playful. Maino in particular responded as if Akademiks had crossed a line. From the start of his response, it was obvious he wasn't treating this as harmless roasting. He rejected the idea that Akademiks had the right to critique what older rappers wear or how they present themselves.
Hey, I really gotta say nothing about Maino, because Maino be carrying a gun, and not say now, but Maino's known for carrying a gun. And there's a couple videos of him pulling out guns on people. So I want to be in Maino's good graces. I got nothing to say bad about you, Maino. But this look was crazy. I can't believe you in the strip club. Maino, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Like, you're one of the scariest in New York history. I think them bitches was sneaking out the club because they didn't want to see you. Like, you exude some type of... We've just heard scary stories about you, brother, okay?
I didn't get service. That was the problem.
Fabulous being like 49 with the headband. Like, yo, why is it wearing, yo, you know the headband is for sweat. Like, yo, Fab is on some other, yo, the headband is for sweat, Fab. Fab, the headband is for you sweating. You're sitting down podcasting, my nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, the headband looks wild. Like, this is unk activity. Like, this is, what? This is like you having the Allen Iverson sleeve on and you're just chilling. Like, that's for a reason. Davies just over here, man. Like, Davies just trying to do his best to aura farm. It's just not working. I love you, Davies, but come on, bro.
You didn't get.
Yo, ever since Davey said that the reason why he not popping in music because he looked too good, I was like, this bugged out, man. This bugged out. He said be on his dick so much that he's not popping in music. I'm like, how about maybe your music is just not that pop? I like you though, bro, but chill out, dog. Y'all remember when he said that? He said, was it him or maybe it was somebody else? Let me Google it. Dave East looks hip hop. Let me see. Like he had said some shit. He said like his music or some shit.
He argued that streetwear staples like Timberlands, Air Forces, Pele coats and Avrex jackets were popularized by older generations and that younger people still wear them today because those earlier generations made them iconic. To him, Akademiks' comments on age-appropriate clothing felt accusatory. Maino also added insults about Akademiks' physical appearance, comparing his body to a bag of wet laundry and a jar of relish. These were meant to dismiss Akademiks' authority to comment on style or age representation. Akademiks had mentioned his own evolution in clothing, saying he no longer dresses the same way he did when he was younger and no longer wears designer brands or sweats the way rappers do. He said he now prefers quarter zips, trousers and more mature clothing. He argued that in most professional spaces outside hip-hop, people who reach a certain level of success no longer dress as if they are still in the streets. That statement, while not aimed at them directly in a malicious way, contributed to the reaction. Maino and the others interpreted that as Akademiks suggesting older rappers were dressing beneath their accomplishments or refusing to accept an older stage in life.
Feeling great. Yo, Akademiks, check this out. Akademiks.
What's up?
Akademiks, I know you're not talking. 100%. I know you're not talking. You got the audacity to be speaking on and what is wearing? You talking about what is wearing? You talking about the proximity between what is wearing and their age? Let me explain something to you. You're a journalist and this is your opinion, so let me give you my opinion on you. I feel like you built like a I feel like you built like no, listen, 100%. Listen, I feel, let me just say how I feel. I feel like you built like a wet bag of laundry. I feel like you're built. No, listen, I feel like you're built like a jar of relish. You understand? You see, here's the thing. Like, this ain't no gangster talk. We ain't gonna do no gangster shit. But listen, what I'm saying, since you want to speak about, young, old. And when you do that, you indirectly causing division between young and old. Ain't no difference between it's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about what is wearing today, let me just give you some game though. Timbs, Air Force Ones, Pele's, Averexes, and all the things that you see people wear today. Those things was made hot in this generation here. Those are the things that was made hot in the 80s and the 90s, and we made popular. So, like, leave out of that. Like, you giving it your opinion, and my opinion to you is, I think you built like a woman with 4 kids. Like, what are we really talking about? No. Let me talk though, because this is the problem. Been talking every day. We wake up saying shit about us, and we ain't. Yeah. We take the high road every time.
Another element influencing the conflict was the history of Akademiks discussing the financial state of rappers. The content reveals that the hosts were already unhappy that Akademiks had used them as examples when discussing the decline of money in rap and how artists increasingly turn to podcasting for financial stability. Akademiks has spoken about musicians needing additional revenue streams and has said many rappers no longer earn significant income from music alone. He had mentioned this around the same time he talked about their podcast, connecting the rise of their new show to his wider commentary about the financial challenges in hip-hop. This clearly bothered Maino, who said that every day they wake up, Akademiks is talking about them, and they usually take the high road. Their complaint suggests that the problem was not the Unk remark alone, but an accumulation of references over time. This was a major factor behind the heat in Maino's response. Fabulous and Jim Jones also took part in responding, though the most aggressive comments came from Maino.
Cooked. Rap game is completely cooked. There's a new podcast that got announced. It's called Let's Rap About It by Maino, Fabulous, and Dave East. They're dropping a podcast. I think this is going to be a weekly podcast, and you see it here. Maino, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave East. Chat, I got to keep it a being with y'all. There ain't no money in music left. These rappers the only thing as musicians they get from it is a cool factor. I remember when, and I know this is my first Drake reference to the stream, so forgive me. You know when Drake says, it's really 1% of us getting the money. The rest of these is broke. Maybe Jay said that, but I think Drake also requoted it.
He made it clear he wasn't issuing threats and wasn't taking the conversation into street-related territory, but he portrayed Akademiks as someone who could not speak on the subject without provoking backlash. He emphasized that Akademiks calling attention to age differences creates division between younger and older people in the culture. Akademiks critics argued that all artists, regardless of age, contribute something, and making a split between young and old disrespects the legacy of older artists who helped shape hip-hop style and trends. Akademiks' earlier outfit breakdown, where he critiqued each host's clothing choices, became another reason for backlash. He commented on Fabulous wearing a headband despite sitting indoors and questioned why someone near 50 would dress that way, pointing out that headbands are designed for sweat. He commented on Jim Jones's clothing, including the visible kneecap cutout in his pants. These observations irritated them because they interpreted it as condescension. He joked about Dave East trying to appear fashionable but missing the mark, and referenced Dave East once saying his looks impacted his music career.
We got to put things in perspective, right? You got a that probably spent most of his early life afraid to really be and couldn't be in the in crowd, was insecure, couldn't take his pants off in front of women. You understand what I'm saying? So now, 100%. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, ashamed, right? Because listen, you know, part of being a senior citizen is that you're still outside. And I know the hoes. Everybody know Maino know the hoes. So I know the hoes that these be DMing and all, and I know what they say about these boys. They call that boy you know what they call that boy? They call that boy chicken. Chicken for chicken nugget. Stop playing with me. Come on, micro. I'm a big dick dictator. Stop playing with me. Everything I say, when I say go. Stop playing, nigga.
Holiday edition.
Stop playing. Yeah. You understand?
And with that being said,
yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.